Hi there. So today we are going to retouch this image, and the first thing I do in retouching is to remove the blemishes. You duplicate your background layer, and I'm going to use frequency separation in removing the blemishes. So frequency separation separates the colors from the texture. So I'll work on the texture layer. So I go into my actions panel, I choose my basic frequency separation action. And then I get a suitable radius. We are separating the colors from the texture. So here, I'm just trying to get a preferred or a suitable radius, which is separating the textures from the color. And 14 was okay for me. So you just select your high frequency layer, which contains the textures. You choose a soft brush, and then you choose your clone stamp tool. Then you sample a good layer, you brush. You sample a very good layer on the skin, then you brush over the blemish. So that's basically what I'm going to do in the removal of the blemishes. So you sample a good layer of the skin, then you brush over the blemish. You see, if you pay attention very well, you can see what I'm doing. So basically, you just sample a good layer and then you just brush over it. I could have used clone stamp tool straight, but when you use it like that, you tend to move a lot of colors around, which I don't like. So frequency separation works best for me in removing blemishes from the skin. You can also use the healing brush, which is also best for removing blemishes, but I like using frequency separation better. A quick before and after. You see I've done a pretty good job with the frequency separation or the texture removal. So I just created a stamp visible layer and I merged them. Named it blemishes. So the next thing I'm going to do is to work on the colors, and with that I'll also use frequency separation. So we've worked on the texture. We are going to now work on the colors. The next thing I'm going to jump on is the advanced frequency separation, in which I'm going to deal with the colors, and I still went with the radius of 14. All right, so here we are going to work on the colors. So you choose the low frequency layer, which contains the colors. All right, so with the help of my lasso tool, I just draw a portion of the face. You make sure that it is like the structure of the face, like how the face has been structured. So I go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, then with the radius that you chose the previous time, you multiply it by 3, which works best for me, which is 42. So you see how it has blended the skin nicely. Yeah, so I do that for the cheeks and it will blend nicely. Same option, 42. So you can just press Control Alt F on your keyboard and you'll be good to go, and it will blend it for you perfectly. Control Alt F. So with the nose, you have to be very careful, otherwise it will flatten out the nose. So you just have to reduce the radius for that. And I went with 23. So when you get to a part of the skin that is not that doesn't have much textures, right? You just go with the low radius. But if the texture on that part of the skin is more visible, you just work with the radius that works best for you. When working on the colors, because it's blending, the colors and the textures, it tends to flatten out the image. So you have to be very careful in doing this. So here I'm done. Just created another stamp visible layer, merged them together, and named it frequency separation. Next thing I'm going to do is global dodge and bend. You see, advanced frequency separation tends to flatten out the image. So we are going to now make the image look more 3D, right? So you bend. So you bend the shadows, then you dodge the highlights. The shadows are the darker part of the image, and the highlights are the brighter part of the image. All right. So with the help of my brush tool and a soft brush, you brush over the highlights and the shadows. All right, so I'm going in with an opacity of 75 and a flow of 5%. All right, so I'm going to dodge first, and when I'm doing dodge and bend, I normally tend to disable all the layers and leaving out the background layer and the dodge and bend layers. So I'm dodging first. You see, I'm dodging the nose. You see, I'm dodging the highlight of the nose, yeah, to make it pop a little bit, right? So dodge the parts of the image which are quite brighter, not too much. You don't have to do too much. That's why my flow is at 5 and the opacity at 75. So you have to also be careful when you are doing dodge and bend, because you can damage your image in doing so. And if you are thinking you are doing too much, you can always reduce the opacity of the layer you are working on. By the way, this image was shot by Wale Visuals. So I will link him and the model in the description box below. So the dodge is done, and I'm moving on to the bend. I'm trying to darken the shadowy parts of the image, if that's the right word, shadowy. In doing this, it makes the image pop a little bit. It doesn't make it look flat. Dodge and bend helps the image to pop more. So let me turn back all the layers on and see what you've done. You see, it's making the image pop more. Create a new stamp visible layer. You merge it together. All right. And just rename them. I try to be organized that way. Okay, so let's see what we've done so far. So here's a quick before and after. A little pop to this image won't hurt with it. So I went into my color lookup tool and I used Prince Mason's medium to dark skin LUTs to help me color grade this image. Yeah, and it's adding more pop to the image. Now you see that the background is darkened and the subject is popping out more. And I really like this. I really loved it. So a quick before and after. Yeah, I really love how it has turned out. Now let's crop this image for Instagram. So you press C on your keyboard, you choose the crop that you want, the crop option. So I'm going in with the 4:5 option, which is, I think, is okay for Instagram. Yeah, and we are done. So this is where we started from, and we traveled to this image, this gorgeous image. We've done a pretty good job, right? All right, so if you like this video, please like, comment. If you have a better option for me in how to retouch an image, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.